Today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 players that I believe are must-sells at this moment. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. I don't want you guys to take some of my advice and just run with it without thinking for yourself, without consulting with others, without making the proper decision. But this is personally my opinion of 5 players that I would be selling if I own any of their cards right now. Now, first on the list is going to be a little bit controversial, and it's going to be none other than Brock Purdy. Now, I'm from the Bay Area. I'm one of the biggest Niners fans. I'm a massive Brock Purdy fan. However, I believe his cards right now are a massive sell. His cards right now have been on fire for the last 90 days. You can see they're up 28%. And as you guys can see, there's some very strong sales recently, for Brock Purdy NTs. There's currently one on auction right now with 4 days left, a BGS 9 with a 2-color patch for over $14,000. Now, Brock Purdy, of course, is, I believe, a future starting quarterback. I believe is going to be the quarterback of the 49ers for a long, long time. However, I believe there's a little bit of artificial hype over the Super Bowl right now that is causing his prices to be very inflated. After each and every season, there becomes a massive sell-off for football cards, and a lot of people invest that money into basketball. And I believe this February is going to be nothing but the same. Now, if we look at his prices compared to, other quarterbacks in this league, we can look at Jalen Hurts, we can look at Tua, we can look at a lot of other quarterbacks who I personally have Brock Purdy as better quarterbacks than them. However, they are definitely in the same category as, for personal talent. Of course, the Niners are a better team than the Eagles. However, if you just look at some of these prices, I believe a lot of it's unjustified. His prices being around 50% more than Jalen Hurts, who's proven himself to be a Super Bowl quarterback already. And if we look at what happened, for example, for Mahomes' market when he won the Super Bowl, his prices actually went down a little bit after the Super Bowl because there was a sell the news event. So if you guys are unfamiliar with that, a lot of the times there's a lead up to an event that causes prices to be very high, i.e. the Super Bowl. And after the Super Bowl, when the event's over, people have no reason to buy it. It's like, now what? Now what am I going to buy it for? Because, they already won the Super Bowl. And that's where you see the sell-off. A lot of people will sell off Brock Purdy when they win the Super Bowl, and not many people are going to be buying right after they win. So there's likely going to be a sell-off no matter whether he loses or he wins. I believe his prices are going to go down. So next up on the list, we've got someone who's actually a little bit interesting. We've got Travis Kelce. If we look at his market, it is up over 10% over these last 30 days. And Travis Kelce, of course, his market's also inflated with the Super Bowl, but there's a lot of risk in buying a tight end or a skill position player in general. Travis Kelce, of course, is one of the greatest, if probably the greatest tight end in the league. His prices are going to stay pretty hot, I believe, leading up to the Super Bowl. But after the Super Bowl, I believe there's going to be a massive sell-off. There's not a massive market for tight ends. And right now, the only reason, in my opinion, his prices are inflated is because everybody is focused on just buying up players from the Niners and the Chiefs. There's only 2 quarterbacks on those teams. So what are people going to do? They're going to go after guys like Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce, skill players, Deebo Samuel. And after the, Super Bowl's over and everyone's looking at all 30 teams again, I don't believe guys like Kelce and McCaffrey will have big markets anymore. I believe their markets are inflated right now because people can only buy 2 quarterbacks who are still playing. So they're going to go to the tight ends, go to the running backs. But after that, I believe their prices are going to see a big sell-off. So I would personally be selling Travis Kelce. Now, next up on this list, we're going to be going with Cade Cunningham for one specific reason, and that is that there is a massive sell-off when a player doesn't make the playoffs. From, I would say, April to probably May or June, you're going to see a massive sell-off in a lot of the players who didn't make the playoffs. And one of them will, of course, be Cade Cunningham. The Pistons were not even close this year, and we're going to see a massive sell-off in the markets of these young stars who failed to make the playoffs because people realize I'm not going to be seeing Cade Cunningham play another game of basketball for over 6 months. So all the short-term flippers, all the short-term investors, are going to sell off. Now, if we look at Cade Cunningham's market, it has drastically decreased, and the hype overall is, as years progress, when a player first comes in as the number one pick, their prices are very high. You can see a $1,000 comp for a Prism Silver PSA 10. But over time, as new draft classes come in, which this summer there'll be a new draft class, as players get older and they don't produce, you start to see their prices go down. He's a great player, but his team hasn't produced and he hasn't done what is needed to do for his market to go up in value. So that is why you're seeing him. You're likely going to see a massive sell-off in guys like Cade Cunningham. Next up, LaMelo Ball, same exact reason. He just keeps getting older every year and he's not on a contending team. Of course, he's putting up good stats as usual, but it's just not enough anymore to justify insane prices. I know his national treasures are down a lot. I would still not recommend buying in. You can still see his prices pretty dang high. I would personally not be buying into his market. I would wait till probably May or June if you want to buy the dip. If you really believe in LaMelo Ball, I believe the perfect time to buy would be May or June. Definitely not right now because, when everyone starts to focus on the playoff players, everyone's going to be selling off guys like LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham, and of course Victor Wembanyama. He's a massive sell-off for another reason as well, which is the fact that he's going to have more cards drop of his. And when more cards drop, you're going to see his Bowman and University cards and all these other cards have a massive sell-off because when new cards drop, when new product drops, everybody chases the new product, and kind of these other products that are University cards and, just overall not the most sought after cards in the long term, they're going to see a big sell-off, and you're already starting to see a big sell-off, and of course Victor Wembanyama is not making the playoffs, so that's another big reason. But I thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you learned something, I really appreciate it if you guys drop a like and subscribe. We are on our way to 50,000 subscribers, so all the support is much appreciated. You can message me on Instagram at SportsCardInvest for any questions you may have. I'm always trying to go through my DMs and answer your guys' questions, whether it's a specific question about your card you have, if you want to sell a card to us, etc. But other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.